I have to make this disclaimer before I play the dream. First of all, I normally don't share dreams like this at all because I've had dreams about people personally and I don't share them. A lot of them. But I felt like God told me to share this dream immediately. I felt like He was, when I was recording it, when I woke up, I felt like Him telling me to share it. So, and then also, I have not seen any videos by the Vigilant Christian in several months. I have not seen anything by him. I have not thought about him. He's the furthest thing from my mind. I'm in the middle of writing a book right now, and I even prayed to the Lord that He would kind of slow down a little bit on the dreams because I need to finish this book. And He's done that. And I've been having dreams because I have an anointing, but not dreams to share. And so I haven't been hardly watching any videos on YouTube, and anything I've been watching is nothing about the Vigilant Christian. He's been the furthest thing from my mind. He hasn't came up in my recommendations list. I haven't seen his face, nothing. So when God gave me this dream, it was completely out of the blue. So anyway, here's the dream. I had a dream about Vigilant Christian. In the dream, it showed me that he had multiple channels and he was making a lot of money. In the dream, though, he was helping people set up their YouTube channel. Like his channel helped other people set up channels. And because of this, and the dream showed me he was a Christian. And because of this, God had greatly blessed him. God had really blessed him a lot financially. He was making a lot of money. In a dream, though, he looked a little different than he does now, I think. I haven't seen him in a long time. But he had gray hair. He had black hair, but he was graying on both sides of his head because of his worrying a lot trying to do his job. And the dream showed me that he had some flaws, that he was not a perfect Christian, that he had some sins that he had to deal with. But God had greatly blessed him and esteemed him because he helped a lot of people get their channels going and get the ministry out. He had helped a lot of people. And so God had really elevated him and blessed him. And in the dream, you could order things from him. And I was talking to somebody about ordering stuff from him, but the dream didn't reveal to me who that was. And I remember walking through a neighborhood that once again looked like my parents' neighborhood. I've had so many dreams of being over there. And I was telling them how we can order stuff from him too. And it was stuff that we needed for our ministry. So I had ordered a bunch of stuff from him. And I was at home, and the house again looked like my parents' house. And I was waiting on my delivery. He was really sweet and kind. Because when I ordered it directly from him. Instead of talking to somebody else, I was talking to him. And it really just showed how he was real busy trying to do the ministry. And he was real caring and loving over his ministry. Which I was kind of surprised by, but I'm not too surprised. But he has a lot of ministries. And this dream only saw that he had 2. But anyway, I talked to him to make this order. And he told me that it would be there, and it was delivered right away. He didn't wait to deliver it, a month from then. And it was delivered like the next day, the very next day. And I was really shocked by that. I was like, wow, what good prompt service. So I was at home waiting on this delivery. And then I saw this big white truck pull up, a huge white truck, because he had a lot of deliveries that he was doing. And he came out, and that's when I saw what he looked like. And he was thin, and he had black hair, but it was gray on both sides of his head. And he came out with my package, holding it real humbly, very, very humbly, and very careful, like he was really trying his best not to drop it. And I was shocked, and I was talking to somebody. I said, "What? He's delivering it himself?" And I said, "What is this?" I said, "First you call him, then he delivers it himself." I was really shocked by that. And the dream ended with me just going over to open the door to get the package. And I was just really amazed at how much work he did for the ministry and how much care and thought he put into the ministry. And so I have to say this about Vigilant Christian. Many years ago, when the Lord woke me up back in 2013, 6 years ago, the Lord sent me to his channel. He was the one who ministered to me about the Illuminati and woke me up and got me on the right track to saying, oh my goodness, these music artists are satanic and this world has a lot of evil. He did that. God used Vigilant Christian to do that. And I was sub to him for a long time, but then I felt like I grew out of his channel. Like all the stuff he was saying, I was no longer things that I needed to hear. So now I still listen to him every blue moon, but I'm not sub to him. So anyway, a lot of people were saying negative things about him and talking about his sins. And in his dream too, he had some sins that he was struggling with. The Lord literally showed me that. And people was talking about him and they was saying how he was a false prophet and this and that. And so I started researching the things that they were saying. And I had at the time a very huge Facebook ministry. Like my Facebook post, wow, I did one about Joel Osteen and I was about to make a post about Vigilant Christian. I was about to throw him under the bus because I was like, all the stuff that they were saying was so horrible. And I thought he was a false prophet, a false teacher or whatever. So I was about to throw him under the bus. And God sternly told me not to do it. And I was like, wow. I mean, like he sternly told me, don't make a post against him. And I said, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. And so back then I was like, okay, well, he has some flaws. And I thought about David. He really reminds me a lot of David. You know, David was this great king. He did all these great things of God, but he did have some flaws that he struggled with. He had, dealt with his sexual issues and things like that. And I said, he's like a David. So, I greatly love him and appreciate him. And, it just taught me that just because some people have a little flaws, I mean, like myself, people be like, oh, let me find something. I got to find something. It's crazy. I had this psycho girl. I'm sorry, but I'm going to tell y'all the truth. This woman came over I welcomed her over my house. I met her on YouTube, welcomed her over my house, loved her, welcomed her like a sister over my house. And I found out this woman only came over my house to find anything she could to throw me under the bus. What an evil, wicked woman. I was really shocked by that. That was her whole purpose of coming over here. And unfortunately, it made me be very guarded. And since that happened to me, I have not welcomed anybody over my house. To be honest, it was that woman who completely made me close the door to being friendly and welcoming people over and things like that. I've had people like that do that to me. And it's just evil, wicked people that call themselves Christians. And they really do set out to find anything they can on somebody to ruin them. And God just showed me his love for Vigilant Christian. He loves him. He has done great things for the ministry, great things for God. And he has created a lot of ministers. And that's what I saw in this dream. That's what God was showing me. He was creating a lot of other ministers. A lot of people are on YouTube. A lot of people are on YouTube because of his ministry. And like me, I had no ministry when I found out about all of these things with Illuminati. I started my ministry after listening to Vigilant Christian. That is the truth. And God literally showed me he creates ministers, which makes him high priest anointing, because a high priest is a minister that creates other ministers. So I want to encourage everybody, if you know anything about him that you say is negative and sinful and things like that, pray for him. Don't throw him under the bus. Pray for all of us. Don't be out trying to find anything you can to ruin somebody. Pray for him. Lift him up. I'm really shocked God gave me this dream. This is really shocking. But I give God the glory. God bless you all. Bye.